Welcome everybody to a little bit different trek tonight. Not doing any big hike or anything like that, but just coming to an overlook here in the Beartooth Mountains, hoping to get some nighttime shots. So that's the main focus, but I'm here in time for sunset as well. So there might be something, but the plan is to sit, wait, and see if the stars and if the galaxy comes out. Beautiful evening, some nice glow, and hopefully there's some shots, and it'll be fun. It looks like I got it to myself. All right, so here's the overlook. Got a nice view of the valley. Really cool spot. But also, there's a trail that goes down into that point. So I think I'm going to try and get down there. Well, you can see the overlook just behind me there, and it's a nice little trail. It's not really too hard. I did make the mistake of just wearing tennis shoes because my original plan was to just be at the overlook. However, I had forgotten about this point out here and that you can get out to it. So now I'm just walking in my tennis shoes, and I'll remember next time just to pack everything just in case. All right, so I've got it set up here. I'm focusing just on some rocks that kind of lead out. Really nothing's going on in the valley, so not any interest at all down there. These rocks are going to lose light, or I basically don't have any light, but I'm not going to be able to see them very soon. So focusing on the rocks, just down, and trying to get some of that glow. I don't know if you can see anything right now, but I'm going to focus on the foreground, get a shot, focus on the background, shooting at f/16, ISO 100, and a 2-second exposure right now, just because I'm setting it up quick. And I'm going to exposure bracket just to see if anything happens in the clouds. So, shooting, I'm really not sure if it turned out to be anything, but I'll show it to you here, and we'll see how it is. Well, I was right, and there's not too much going on with this image. Really just kind of foreground and background, and not too bad. I actually do like the glow from the sunset and the light on the rocks. So all things considered, just a good way to start the evening, get a shot, and get things going before it started to get dark. All right, so I've got my Sigma 14mm. I use that lens a lot for nighttime, for astro shots, for stars, because it's 14mm, so I can get a little bit longer exposure. And it's a 1.8, f1.8, so it's fast, and it lets in a lot of light. So it works really well for nighttime, and also gets a lot of the sky. I like to have as much as I can. I'm focusing in right now on the road coming down. There's cars coming down it now. Just trying to get a composition set, or at least an idea of what I want. Before it gets completely dark, I'm sure I'll be moving around in the dark. I'll try not to move too much because it'll be dark and it'll be hard. It's pretty, there's a good amount of space to move around up here, and so it's not necessarily like it's going to be dangerous, but it's just easier to kind of have an idea what you're gonna do before it gets completely dark. So I'm working on that, just getting some focus, taking a look at different things. I might take some shots of light trails with the vehicles coming down and test that out. I'm waiting for it to get completely dark and for the stars and the Milky Way to come out. But I thought I'd show you how I've got it set up and explain my setup. Basically, I've got it focused to infinity. I've got no foreground, really. Everything that I'm shooting is out in the distance. I've been shooting some shots to try and get the light trails of the cars on the road, and that's worked out really well. I'm going to composite those in later. I took an exposure earlier when it was brighter as well of the valley that I'm shooting down, so I can bring that in when I get the stars and the Milky Way, and again, composite those. So I've got a 14 millimeter. So I'm shooting at 14, obviously. I've got it set for 30 seconds, f1.8, because that's as wide as it goes. I might stop down to maybe 2 or just a little bit more, just to kind of avoid some diffraction, get a little bit sharper. That way, you know, I don't have somebody telling me that it would have a better image if I wasn't shooting all the way wide open. I know, I just like to do both. And I'm shooting at ISO 100 right now to get the light trails because it's been brighter, and I'll probably get up to 3200 and go from there. Now this shot didn't actually turn out exactly like I wanted it to. I was hoping to have the Milky Way, but I'm actually really happy with the way that sunset glow came in with the stars. I took about 7 different shots to get this image, a combination of light trails, stars, sunset, and the valley. I took them at varying ISOs and combined them all together in Photoshop to get this image. Even though it wasn't what I hoped for, I'm really happy with this shot. Been having a lot of fun for the last 15 minutes or so. Just kind of set up a few shots, got my composition about where I wanted it, and then was having fun just kind of walking in and out of the frame with my headlamp on, and then tried to do a little bit of light painting. The hill where the overlook area is set was a little bit dark, so I kind of painted that in, and I got a couple of shots that I really like, and so I think I'm going to composite those together with the Milky Way and the stars, and I think it's going to be pretty cool. I think I'm done down here. Nothing's really changing, and without any foreground, and especially with the Milky Way not lining up in the way that I wanted it with the valley, I'm going to go back up to the overlook and the pathway and take a couple shots up there. And so I'm going to pack up a little bit and just kind of move slowly up the hill. It's pretty easy. Like, I've been up it already to go get my jacket, so it's not that bad, but it's darker, and I'm going to be carrying the camera. I was planning on hiking out with it fully packed up, but since I'm going to be using it, I'm not going to pack it up. And so yeah, just going to head up there, and I'll see you up there. So I made it back up to what was the original plan before I got greedy and decided to go down below and check out that area, which was fun. I'm glad I did. But I'm back up to the overlook, and I'm actually between the overlook and the parking lot on this pathway, and I got a nice shot that leads, we got the pathway going out in the distance and the Milky Way lined up with it, and of course the stars. So gonna set up the composition, get things level, get some focus, and take a look at it and see what needs to be adjusted. So I've got that set up. Gotta light myself up. Got that set up, and now I'm going to walk through with the headlamp and see if I can get another cool shot. So here we go. I'm going to turn on the headlamp, put my phone away, start the timer, and walk through. All right, it's going. Give it like 10 seconds of walking through, get a light up on it, and then turn around. Try not to get the light right into the camera lens. Just walk right on by. And here we are back by the camera. And do that. And let's see how it turns out here. Come on. Oh, I like that. That's pretty cool. And as an added bonus, the microphone lights also made it in, and I really like that. That was pretty cool. Pretty neat. Well, I thought I was done. The plan that I had to get another shot with the path didn't quite work, didn't line up. But I'm at the road now, and I decided to use the center line and the road to just kind of lead towards the Milky Way. The clouds are coming in like they were before and kind of obscuring a little bit, but I still think it looks pretty cool. And so I'm here taking a couple shots, and yeah. Hopefully I didn't blow out the camera. That's it for the night. Milky Way's getting covered up by clouds, and I don't see any more shots that I want to get. So it's time to pack up, head home. Thanks for coming with me. I enjoyed being out. Even though it was simple, that's always fun. And I'm looking forward to the next time, so keep an eye out for it, and I'll look forward to seeing you then. Thanks.